Hi, it's Sean from EverWash, and I wanted to talk to you about our first annual Top Golf event for the Carwash Association of Pennsylvania. Um, it was simulcast in both King of Prussia outside of Philadelphia and in Pittsburgh. So we had a shared leaderboard. It was great. This was our first attempt as the Car Wash Association to try and have a bi-coastal Pennsylvania event. And it went really well. We had very little time to put it together. And through the hard work of my fellow board members and myself, some great sponsors, um, we really put together a fantastic event. Funny note, at the same time, the Mid-Atlantic Car Wash Association was having their Top Golf event. I'm pretty sure they got theirs out before we did, as ours was so rushed. But we ended up sort of sharing the leaderboard with them too. I'm not going to mention that they sort of cleaned our clocks, but anyway, we'll do better next year, right? So again, it's the first annual, so we'll do this again next year. I'm really looking forward to it. But we opened up the event on Thursday, May 15th, with an educational panel. I think the panel is really the way to go. It's more interactive. It gives the conversation more of an opportunity to go where it most suits the audience. So again, thank you to Kleen-Rite and EverWash for sponsoring the event, and thanks to the wonderful base sponsors that helped us, pay for this event. Without all of their hard work, and sponsorship, we couldn't have done this. Jennifer Soyson, who is our executive administrator, I believe is her title the Car Wash Association of Pennsylvania, was awesome in helping put this together, as well as her husband Scott, who helped, and everybody, Cliff, everybody who helped out in the Pittsburgh side, Alec. So thanks to all of you for helping us put together the first great event. So to talk about the panel, it was awesome. We had some superstars on there. Due to a technical glitch on my part, I'm obviously not super technically savvy. That's why I don't have any sort of bright lights or anything here. Um, we couldn't have Scott Soyson on. Scott Soyson is the manager of the car wash side at Sheets. Awesome, awesome guy. I'm a big fan of his. He's great on panels, very educational, but I was not able to remote him in. But that's okay. We'll have plenty of opportunity to talk with Scott down the road. But we did feature Marc Tyndale um, from Kleen-Rite. He's the director of strategic partnerships. He is also a guru. He's a multi-unit IBA and self-serve owner operator. I just admire the guy. I think he's the bee's knees. If you do have a chance to ever speak with Marc Tyndale, the guy is, if you want to know anything automatic or self-serve related, he's awesome. He obviously very well understands tunnels as well. But speaking of tunnels, we had Chris Caporale, who is the partner in Suds Factory. They now have just opened up their eighth location. They are a powerhouse. Matisse Partners. Um, and he was also a co-founder of the Tri-State Car Wash Network, which we are folding into the Car Wash Association of Pennsylvania now. He's great. He's very analytical. He's one of those guys. He's never going to pull an answer out of his behind. He speaks to things he knows, and he's just good, right? He's just really super high IQ dude who gets it. So having the dichotomy there with him and Marc Tyndale, two just over the top great guys at what they do. And then we had Mike Stern, who is one of the best sales guys I know. Full disclosure, I've worked with Mike at EverWash for many years. I have had him as a sales pro a lot of times in things that I've done in panels. He's awesome, but I had him on there, because he really speaks to what wash owners are going through. He knows as well as anyone what a wash owner is going through as pertains to membership. He is awesome at that, and he and I have strategized together for many years. So to dive into it, on the membership, we really talked a lot about membership, and then we got into membership versus retail because I wanted to get into the loyalty side. But we talked about IBA self-serve, right? When it came to the IBA self-serve, that's really, you're relying usually on the IBA or the self-serve to sell on its own. So you're talking great signage, and Marc Tyndale specifically, his pay station is the one pitching you. Great interactive video sort of type deal where that's the main pitch, and it goes first to membership, right? His POS is going to continue to try and take you back to the great deal that is membership. So he does very well with membership, and he's not he's not an active. It's what I call passive membership sales, and he still does very well. Active membership sales is having someone there. Passive is letting signage, point of sale, and those things do it for you. But the key for Mark and what he kept reiterating was his places look great, right? They are very, very well maintained. Okay. They are always functional. Stuff's not banged up. It doesn't look worse for wear. Okay, he's consistently reinvesting so that the place can stand on its own as an awesome operation. He couldn't reemphasize that enough. The other thing that I got from Mark throughout the conversation in the panel was he is not trying, he's doing everything he can to take care of all of his customer needs. However, he is not trying to be everything to everyone. That is a sucker's game. You know what? King of what's that saying where graded a bunch of things. King of Nutter. I'm misphrasing it, but when you try to be too good at too many things, is what I'm trying to say. You end up not particularly being great at anything. So what Mark's locations, the reason why they are so awesome, they look great, they function great, they're appealing, they integrate well with you and your needs. And so start with a critical look at your car washes. Are they inviting? Do they make people want to spend time there and come back there? I have a facilities and site appearance checklist that I would be glad to send you if you reach out to Sean, SEAN, at everwash.com, or just reach out to your account manager if you're an EverWash participating partner, and your account manager can get that for you. But this site assessment, you've got to be brutal to yourself. Error to the mean side, okay? Because that's what other people are going to do. They don't have the love and passion for your car wash necessarily that you do. Give them that reason by having a critical eye and doing your site walkthrough at least once a month, and being brutally honest with yourself. And I think that is how you're going to get there. Things shouldn't look good, they should look great, right? They should be inviting. The blacktop should be redone, lines painted. Right, it's a lot of reinvestment, but that reinvestment is gonna kick back on the other side. Okay, um, and then on the tunnel side, Chris Caporale, really that's his strength with 8 successful tunnels. I think he said they signed up like 2,000 plus members before they even opened up with their introductory offer. They're getting it to be known in the Philadelphia area for being a great car wash. Suds Factory is. He's gone a lot into 2 month discounts now, right? How do you get from 5,000 members or 4,000 to 6,000? You think about what's next. And I've always loved the fact that Chris at Suds Factory has always done $9.99 for the first month. That's what we do at our car wash. I think really that's the best offer. Any package you want, $9.99 will get you started. There's really no reason not to. It's not half off. It's not trying to do math. It's one simple offering. Chris has gotten to the point now where he's offering 2 months for $9.99, right? How do you say no to that? Humans build habits in threes. So if we can get somebody to 3 months, they're probably going to build a habit. We talked at the panel. I talked about. I think it was Camel Express said that they do three months for the price of one wash when they open up, and they gain thousands of members. And I think they said they have something like 5% attrition. I may have made all that up, but I think I can remember reading that. But at any rate, if 2 months is 2/3 of the way to 3 months, right? If I can do a 3 month discount, buy two get one free or whatever I can do to push that kind of discount, I think that's great. I think 2 months for $9.99 is awesome. Yes, you're going to have attrition, but it is a numbers game. Okay. So I thought that was great. His capture rate that Chris is looking for, 12 to 15%. Um, that's a great capture rate. At our car wash, we're up around 30% now, but we've got to get more cars on property, right? We're doing great at conversion. I have a great professional salesperson. And then speaking of selling at a tunnel, Chris, his part of his success is that he doesn't just sell membership. He's not just great at membership. He has a great infrastructure for selling memberships. He's got a lead salesperson, Charlotte. Charlotte is awesome. She's one of the best salespeople I've ever met with. I was lucky enough to work with her for a couple years. She's awesome, and she is the sales guru over there. So she's training the new people. She's giving everybody their daily deployment. She is having the regular meetings with the staff, getting her team better and better. So their managers are all involved, and there's an infrastructure of leadership, and even room to grow if you're a salesperson working for Suds Factory. So I think that's great. They build the car wash around how do we attract members, keep members, sell new members, right? So I think that that's great. I think that the conversion is awesome, but I also think that again, it's just their commitment and selling early. They're so good now that they can sell thousands of memberships before they even open somewhere. So it's the infrastructure, it's learning and growing as we go along. So I really enjoyed that. And then we sort of came back around and closed the panel with what do we do for what I call the LMNs, the local I'm sorry, the loyal non-members, right? You can't just throw them away, right? The average member, and remember this is important. Your average member has to hear about your car wash your membership 3.5 times before they become a member. So I often go to places and I hear, hey, no, we've already talked to everybody. They don't want it. Okay, did you talk to them 7 times? Because think about it, most of the sales we make, people buy it on the first time, right? So that means a lot of people need to hear it 7 times to get to your average of 3.5 times. Exposing them. Signs expose your people to membership. Talking to them exposes them to membership. Walking up to them when they're at the self-serve, drying their car off with the blower, that's exposure. So exposure is not constantly pushing people to membership, but constantly talking about the value of membership and constantly interacting. So your loyal non-members, people who come a lot, they're great, right? We love them. They pay cash so on a daily basis weekly basis when they come in, and we don't have to wait a month for the cash, right? So that's cool. That helps us go. So what Chris and Marc Tyndale are doing, and what Mike spoke very highly of, is a point system, a la Starbucks, right? Every time someone gets a wash, it's this many points, or they get this many washes. The cool thing about points is you can reward them for doing other things. Okay, it doesn't have to be one wash equals one, and you get 10 washes, you get one free. What about other things they buy? What about other ways they interact with you? What about when they do put a review up for you? That should be worth some points, right? I mean, you got to manage these things, but hey, what else are we doing, right? Besides making sure the car wash is great and trying to attract new business. So I like the point system, integrating that with your app, and Mark at his car washes has his automatics and self serves. It's all integrated. The pay station and the app are integrated. There are ways to do it otherwise, right? The pay station can stand on its own, and then you could have the loyalty program. Your loyalty program can tie in, but make sure that you're providing some sort of reason. Don't just throw away non-members. They're important. They're future members, as I say. They just need to hear a little more about it, or maybe they just want to pay you once a week to come into your car wash. That's also cool. So treat them like gold. So the panel was great. We had some great questions. We talked about what's next. I think we heard a lot about what's next is people going cashless, right? I think cashless is going to be a big thing. Um, and then self-serves and automatics getting into more active selling, right? I think that's of membership. I think that's coming next as well. So I think that as we grow these car wash panels at some of the CAP events, we're going to continue to do even better. So if you want to see additional breakdown videos, you can go to everwash.com. You can go to YouTube, everwash.com. You can come to my channel, which is Inside Car Washing on YouTube. And please, please do visit some of our great sponsors that help make this event possible. Firstly, if you are in Pennsylvania and you are not a member of the Carwash Association of Pennsylvania, you're just missing out, right? We are doing things, we have in the past, we've hired lobbyists to try and get rid of double taxation. And right now, when things go wrong, you need a strong advocate, right? We need someone defending us when catastrophic things happen in the Commonwealth. But more than that, we're working to have great networking events. We're working to bring people together and educate people. And we are a strong advocate in Harrisburg for car wash partners. And I think you'll see a doubling of our efforts to provide great and valuable insights and educational events. So if you are not a member of the Car Wash Association, I highly recommend you go to the Car Wash Association of Pennsylvania website, sign up. It's inexpensive. Be a part of the brotherhood, sisterhood of what we do, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. So thank you for the time. Visit all of our stuff. Again, EverWash on YouTube, Inside Car Washing on YouTube. And thank you so much for the time. And thanks to everybody involved with the panel. It really was special.